Your team is drowning, and it is not because people are lazy. It is because every decision carries a tax. A simple yes takes 3 meetings. A clear no takes 2 weeks. Work circles in endless loops, then stalls. Shadow approvals pop up from people who were never in the room. When nothing ships, blame grows. And now AI dumps even more options, more drafts, more noise into the same clogged pipe. If you want speed, you do not need more effort. We need fewer, cleaner decisions. Moving to slide 2. Most teams treat every choice like the same kind of choice. It is not. There are direction decisions, where you pick the bet. Priority decisions, where you pick what gets time this week. Design decisions, where you pick how it works. Execution decisions, where you pick how it gets done today. Different owners, different cadences. When you mix them, you argue forever and still feel unsure. Clean separation is how you get clean ownership. Moving to slide 3. For any single decision, you need exactly one decider. Inputs can be wide, debate can be intense, but consensus is optional, and a decider is mandatory. That person owns the trade-off, not the room. They own the outcome, not the vibes. If the decision goes badly, you do not hunt for who nodded. You already know who carried the call. Clarity like that makes a simple grid feel obvious. Moving to slide 4. Build a 1-page decision grid and use it every week. Column 1 is the decision type: direction, priority, design, execution. Column 2 is the owner role, not a name, so it survives org changes. Column 3 is inputs and advisors, so the decider knows who must be heard before choosing. Column 4 is the approval threshold, meaning when it's a solo call versus where it requires a higher sign-off. Column 5 is the escalation path, so you never improvise politics under pressure. When this grid exists, meetings shrink, decisions land faster, and accountability stops being personal. You are just following the boundary lines you agreed to. Moving to slide 5. Now set the boundaries that trigger more rigor. Put a money threshold in writing. Add a customer risk threshold, like potential downtime or churn impact. Add a brand risk threshold, like public-facing claims or press exposure. Lock in security and compliance as non-negotiables. And separate reversible decisions from irreversible ones, because one-way doors deserve slower process. With boundaries, speed stops feeling reckless. It starts feeling professional, and role-based rights become the natural next step. Moving to slide 6. Make decision rights role-based, not person-based. If approvals live inside someone's head, you get politics, bottlenecks, and random reversals. Instead, name the role that owns the call. Product lead approves scope, finance approves budget, legal approves terms. Then make delegation explicit. If the role owner is out, you define an acting owner and a backup with the same authority for a specific window of time. That prevents orphan decisions, where everyone has opinions but nobody can sign. Use one simple rule. Every decision has one accountable role, one documented delegate, and one clear path when people are absent. When rights are attached to roles, the team can move at the speed of the work, not the speed of whoever is in the room. Moving to slide 7. Once rights are clear, tighten what inputs are allowed to influence a decision. Require only the inputs that matter, and define the format. 1 page, 3 bullets, data link, risk list, whatever you choose, make it consistent so people can respond quickly. Then time box feedback. Set a deadline and a channel. After that deadline, silence means accept. If someone disagrees, they have to say so in the window, in the agreed format. You also ban the late surprise veto. No, actually, I just saw this, after the team has started executing. This is how you protect momentum without ignoring concerns. A decision is only as strong as the inputs you demand and the inputs you refuse. Moving to slide 8. Now use AI like decision staff, not like a decision maker. Feed it the approved inputs and ask for a fast summary. What's agreed? What's disputed? What's missing? Then have it generate a clean option set, including at least one conservative option and one bold option, so you are not trapped in the first idea. Next, make it score each option against your human-owned criteria: cost, speed, risk, customer impact. Have it draft a decision memo you can edit in minutes, not hours. Finally, ask it to surface hidden risks, like dependencies, edge cases, or conflicting assumptions between stakeholders. AI should reduce your decision cycle time, while making the thinking easier to audit and improve. Moving to slide 9. AI needs guardrails that actually matter. Humans own the criteria and the final call. Do not paste private or regulated data into tools that cannot guarantee protection. Require citations when it claims facts, and force it to flag uncertainty when it cannot verify. Add bias and conflict checks, especially on people decisions. Log prompts and outputs so you can trace how a recommendation was produced and fix it. Moving to slide 10. Write a decision record while the context is fresh. Capture the trigger, the options you considered, the decision and the owner, and the trade-offs you are consciously accepting. Then set a review date, because many decisions should expire unless reality confirms them. This turns decisions into assets, searchable, teachable, and harder to quietly rewrite later. When the record is clear, meetings stop being reruns and start being execution. Moving to slide 11. Meetings get better fast when you treat decision-making like a set of rights, not a vague group activity. Start with a decision agenda only. If the invite does not name the decision, the options on the table, and what input is needed, decline it or send it back. Make a pre-read required. No pre-read, no meeting. That alone cuts the longest debates in half. In the room, the owner speaks last. That stops anchoring. You want real input, not everyone reacting to the boss's first sentence. Then time box the debate. Give each option a fixed window, and spend the time where the decision is actually uncertain, not where people are just repeating preferences. Finish with a recorded call. Record the decision, who owns execution, what done looks like, and the check-in date. If it is not written down, you did not decide, you just talked. Decisions earn speed and trust when the rights are clear and the record is real. Moving to slide 12. To know if your decisions are healthy, measure them like a system. Track cycle time by decision type. Hiring, pricing, incident response, roadmap trade-offs. They should not all take the same path. Watch rework and reversals. If you keep reopening decided items, your rights or your inputs are broken. Measure escalation rate. Too many escalations means owners are not empowered or thresholds are unclear. Check decision load per owner. If one person is the bottleneck, you do not need more meetings. You need redistributed rights. Then look at quality after outcomes. Did the decision hold up when reality hit, or did it create downstream fires? When these numbers are visible, you can tighten the process without guesswork and roll changes out with confidence instead of hope. Moving to slide 13. Roll this out clean or it will turn into a brief fad. Start with one team that has real pain and a leader willing to enforce. Map the top recurring decisions that team makes, the ones that consume time every week. Then publish a simple decision grid. For each decision, name the decider, required inputs, and the thresholds that trigger escalation. Train everyone on one template of pre-reads and decision records. One page, options, trade-offs, recommendation, and what would change your mind. Then enforce it for 30 days. No template, no meeting. No recorded call, no decision. After a month you will have fewer zombie debates, cleaner ownership, and proof of what this system changes when it is actually used. Moving to slide 14. Your next 2 moves are simple. Pick one stuck decision that is wasting time this week. Name the single decider in writing. Add 2 hard thresholds that define when it escalates and when it does not. Use AI to draft the pre-read, list options, and surface risks. Then you edit for judgment. And when you decide, record the call in one paragraph. If you want more systems like this, subscribe. and drop a comment with the decision in your team that keeps looping. Don't chase every AI tool. Build the systems that outlive them.